Nintendo just had their Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, and while fans were excited to see what's next, one thing really stood out. They didn't want to discuss the price. If you were hoping for a budget-friendly next-gen experience, I have got some bad news. The Nintendo Switch 2 will cost $450, and new first-party Nintendo games are officially launching at $80. You have to pay to upgrade your Nintendo Switch game to get the better quality of Nintendo Switch 2, a Nintendo Switch 2 hardware-based game, which is paid. Is this pricing justified, or is Nintendo pushing things too far? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about that $450 price tag. That's a big jump from the original Switch, which launched at $299, and even the OLED model, which was $349. So, what are we getting for the extra cash? Controllers can now be used as a mouse. It's cool in theory, but how many people want to use a Joy-Con like a PC mouse? Most players play on the couch or on the go, so it is more like a gimmick rather than a game changer. An online chat option on the Switch 2. Finally. But wait. This should have been a standard feature years ago. Xbox and PlayStation have built-in voice chat for multiple generations. 1080p screen in handheld mode. The original Switch had 720p, so this is an upgrade. But in 2025, most phones will have better screens than this. 4K support in dock mode. But most people don't play docked. One of the biggest appeals of the Switch is handheld gaming, and that's still limited to 1080p. Even in docked mode, 4K support relies on upscaling, meaning it's not native 4K like the PS5 or Xbox Series X. Plus, in many parts of the world, 4K TVs are not common, especially in less developed regions where Nintendo has a strong fanbase. 120 FPS support, but only in select games. Nintendo's first-party games are unlikely to take full advantage of this. Plus, with Nintendo's history of prioritizing art style over performance, don't expect every game to run at 120 FPS smoothly. At this price point, the Switch 2 is competing with consoles like the PS5 Digital, $399, and Xbox Series X, $499, which are both significantly more powerful. So is the value really there? Another major reveal from the Direct. Nintendo's first-party games will now launch at $80. Yep, the era of $60 Switch games is officially over. Nintendo already tested this price hike with Tears of the Kingdom, and now they're making it permanent. But here's the worst part: Nintendo is usually the first company to raise prices, and when they do, other companies follow. So expect PlayStation, Xbox. This price jump might be frustrating for longtime Nintendo fans, especially when some games are just remasters and ports. This is where things get even worse. If you already own a Switch game, you'll need to pay an extra fee to upgrade it for better performance on the Switch 2, even though you just want to replay it, because let's be honest, you've probably already played most of it on the Switch 1. If you bought a game on the original Switch, it won't automatically run better on the new console. Instead, Nintendo treats it like a paid upgrade, forcing players to spend more money to unlock performance improvements. Compare this to Xbox Smart Delivery or PlayStation's free upgrade system. On those platforms, if you own a game and upgrade your console, you automatically get the best possible version. No extra charge. But Nintendo? Nope, you must pay again for a game you own. This move feels anti-consumer, and it's hard to justify when other gaming companies give free upgrades to their players. Some people believe that the price increases on the Switch 2 and its games are due to tariffs. Specifically, the tariffs that the US has placed on imports from other countries. Since Nintendo manufactures its consoles in places like China and Vietnam, these tariffs could be increasing production costs. But here's the thing. This price hike isn't just happening in the US. Countries like Canada, the UK and Australia are also seeing higher prices for both the Switch 2 and its games. If tariffs were the main reason, we wouldn't see this price increase everywhere. So what's really going on? Nintendo simply know people will pay these prices, so they're charging more. So, is the Switch 2 worth it at $450? Well, that depends. If you're a diehard Nintendo fan, you're probably getting it no matter what. If you're on the fence, this pricing might make you reconsider. I want to hear from you. Is the Switch 2 worth $450? Would you pay $80 for a Nintendo game? And what do you think about the paid upgrades for existing games? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.